The Goat and the Wolf. Once upon a time, there was a boastful goat with a sword horns and high fins. He once broke away from his herd and came across a hungry wolf. In order not to get eaten by the wolf, he said, "Mr. Wolf, I am sure you heard of my fame. If you don't move from my path, you will lose your foolish head," and raised his sword, horns, and high fins. Then the wolf made a noise and laughed with all his teeth grinning. Blue sword horns, blue big beard, blue big goose, king with a great depth, king ovary with a big smile. Oh, I know. If you look at the history of goats, you probably don't deserve such a name. But the goat said, "Then I'll hit you until your brain breaks, your eyes goggle, and your tongue pout." The wolf laughed and said, "Don't threaten me. You have nothing except horns. If you try to hit me, I will just step aside. Have you forgotten that I have been feeding on goats for years?" So the goat said, "If you bounce, I'll crack your head. If you attack, I will pierce your bladder. If you run, I'll stick your stomach." Then he bulged his chest and lifted his thick beard. But the wolf said, "Don't talk. Even my elders used to eat goats. Stop talking so much and get into my mouth, or else I'll start eating you from your bladder." The goat tightened his fins and bent its sword horns and rushed towards the wolf with all its might, making red dust behind him. He bumped into the wolf, making his front teeth fall out, until his foolish head was filled through his snot. When the wolf fainted, the goat continued to run and join his herd back. The boastful goat thought for a long time and said, "Mr. Wolf, you may or may not be right. You open your mouth and stand. Shall I run from a distance and get in your mouth? It's easy since you are not going to chew and swallow." The wolf agreed to open his mouth, fed them along, and bestride. The wolf, who had passed out for a little while, shook his dumb head and loosened his broken teeth and thought, "If open my mouth wide open will fit the goat and even a fat bear." Thinking of it, breaking my tooth, it sure had a hard meat. I swallowed him with all his hair, bone, poop, but my stomach felt so empty. Rather than talking to a foolish goat, I should have flavored it and eat it, slowly tasting and appetizing it. The wolf thought to himself, "From now on, I will not talk to anyone or anything. I'll just eat it right away." Then he wobbled, going away. Thank you for listening.